All right, guys, let's discuss some plastic trimming. I've had about 1,000,000 emails on this subject and a lot of phone calls too, so the best way to do this is just take a video and show you how it's done. So here you can see in these pictures, you can see some random close-ups of trimming. Just a quick shot of trimming the dirt bike shroud. Yeah, basically we honestly try to do our best to make everything fit as it would look OEM. It does take a little bit of a creative eye. So as you can see in this video, basically we hand draw the actual line of what we're going to be cutting. We actually do trim all the way around here too. Now we do this because our seat bracket is actually built to our subframe. So on the stock set of fenders, it's actually holding the grommets on the plastic. We don't like that setup, so we make our own. Here's another shot of our fender bracket. Now again, we're using our fender bracket, not the OEM style from the TRX fenders. Just a little walk around here. And we do have two brackets on the inside and the back. I do that so you can actually adjust it up or down to tighten up your seat gap. Another view here. Just a quick little walk around. And again, there is movement up and down, and this does hold your back fenders. If you're ever in a rollover, there aren't any fender brackets hanging out that are going to get bent. So this allows your fender to stay flexible and rigid at the same time. A little close-up view in the front. So as you adjust the back gap, you can see how the front goes up and down too. So again, here's a quick shot of just trimming a piece to get it out of the way. And I transferred that to the other side. That's just the other piece that gets actually riveted onto the plastic. So I'm just gonna take a walk around here, line that back up, and you can kind of see how that's gonna line up. Pretty simple, guys. Really just take your time and get stuff trimmed up. I mean, that's all you can really do. So here we are, we're just lining up the dirt bike shroud back over it. Keep your bolt holes lined up and see what it's gonna look like. Top view. Same deal on this side, kind of give you an idea of how I actually drew that pattern. Really just hang the shroud over it and get creative with a marker. I mean, there's a million different ways you can do this, but if you just pay attention to what you're doing and take your time, you can really make it look good. Yeah, guys, it's really all it is. I mean, it's pretty basic. There is a lot of trimming. Recommend using a Dremel, anything from tin snips to razor blades. Just take your time and be really careful cutting these. You know, only remove a little bit at a time as you go, and try to do your best to follow what we do in the video. Now, on some of these, if you have a 450X with a larger gas tank, you're actually going to have to do some mods to your seat because the gas tank is larger. So you can see where I did some relief cuts on the seat, and you can see our seat post relocator bracket installed. And I actually did have to trim. Let's see if I can get a shot here. Yeah, so it was hitting right there on the side. So I did trim part of the seat right there. That's only when you use a certain seat brand. This was an SDG seat, and we did have to trim it. We did put a different cover on it, of course. Just once you have it installed, just check all your gaps, see how everything fits. As you can see, it's a really nice, tight, clean fit. So now we're going to talk about the side fender brackets. So you can see right there, there's the slotted bracket, and we're going to be getting this all mounted up and get the seat gap all closed up and tight the way it should look. So yeah, we trimmed everything just so it fit nice. Wasn't too tight, but left a decent gap and still look good. Quick look at what direction we're heading in here. Everything looks good, so it's time to drill some holes and get the fenders mounted. All right, there, we're gonna go back and actually trim this edge back off. Like I said, always good to leave a little extra material until the end and do some final cuts at the end. So a quick way to do this, take a flashlight, shine it behind the plastic, and you can actually see where that fender bracket post lines up. You can see I actually already marked it. But I found, depending on what brand plastic, Mayer is generally a little bit thicker than OEM, but you can still see the light through it. I just found it's an easy way to do it, and works really good. Just move the light around so you can see it, and just take your marker and mark that hole. It's okay to go a little bit larger on the hole size than the bolt. We're actually going to go with a 1/4 inch drill bit, as you can see coming up. We like to use the Matco Hyper Step drill bits. They work really well. It's something we use around the shop. Yeah, like I said, 1/4 inch on that guy. So quite simply, just gonna drill the hole. I'm gonna pick the fender up and pull it away from the subframe here and just get this marked and drilled. So now I'm gonna actually pull the fender up, make sure you're not drilling into the subframe. Here we are, just drilling the hole. As you can see, it lines up. And again, like I said, if you have to go with an oversized hole, that's fine. That allows for some adjustment. We're actually going to be running a fender washer on the back side and on the front side. So you can see how that lines right up. Take it again, blow all the plastic chips away, get everything cleaned up. So that's a picture with the bolt going on. And here's the video. So we're putting a fender washer, like I said, on the back side and the front side. And then go ahead and actually just tighten that on. I recommend a little bit of Loctite. Yeah, so there's a close-up again. You can see the washer. It just helps distribute the pressure out on the plastic, so it's not actually breaking the plastic. I have seen guys just install the OEM rubber grommets too. That is another option if you want to do that, but we've been running it like this with no issues. So I'm just snugging that up. It's just a 6mm bolt, so just be careful snugging that. Just put a little bit of pressure on it. Again, another close-up with the washer on the back side. Just take your time. Drill your holes carefully, and everything turns out really clean when you're done. So I like to take a little bit of brake clean when I'm done and actually just spray a paper towel and just wipe it down. And I don't recommend covering your plastic with this, but just let it evaporate a little bit and just go ahead and wipe some of the marks off the plastic. Just carefully wipe it. Don't get it on any of your powder coat or anything like that. It will dull the finish, but it's the best way to remove some of the marks. I also use rubbing alcohol. I've seen guys use Simple Green, but a little bit of brake clean goes a long way. Again, you can see the trimming we did at the end. Just wiping some more marks off. Just take your time. Check everything. Like I said, mark everything carefully. There's a bunch of different ways you can trim these, but this is the method we use. I got the Phillips screw and nylon lock nut installed, and you can basically adjust your fender height up and down and snug it down. It doesn't go anywhere, but that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, you can see how clean they turn out. You just take your time and do your best to trim it up the best you can. Appreciate the support. Thanks, guys.